For more on the demand for diamonds, we're joined live in the studio by Tori Frame. She's head of Bain & Company's UK consumer products practice, and in Tel Aviv is Sol Singer. He's the chief executive of Fusion Alternatives, an investment advisory firm that specializes in investment-grade polished diamonds. Thank you so much to you both for joining us. Tori, I wonder how much of the demand for diamonds is going to come from China. We had the spectacular news just around 31 minutes ago that it was going to actually cut interest rates. Consumer demand will be buoyed by that. 11% of world demand for diamonds comes from China.
China's going to be responsible for a large portion of growth in diamonds going forward. It's already responsible for a large portion of luxury, hard luxury sales, so jewellery and watches. We're expecting 18 to 22% growth from the Chinese, and they already represent 20% of spending on luxury goods, including their spending worldwide, not just in China. So they're a big force, and they're going to increasingly become more important going forward.
And so let me ask, we were talking here about diamonds in general. Let me ask you, how important is it that you know exactly what you're buying? If you're talking about diamonds as an alternative investment, I mean, they need to be safe. It seems like a difficult market for an investor just to go and buy diamonds, to keep them safe.
Yes, that's correct, and that's something that has been a challenge to the emerging diamond investment market over the last decade. However, what you see is increased price transparency. You've noticed over the last couple of weeks a number of listings, a number of announcements to the markets, and there is increased awareness in diamonds as an alternative investment asset. The issue is getting access to the right diamonds at the right prices and knowing what you're buying. The average investor off the street is relatively challenged in order to get to those diamonds. It's really in the inter-dealer market where the bulk of the buying does occur. So there needs to be some sort of professional expert intermediary between the retail investor and the inter-dealer global diamond market.
Sorry, I bought one big diamond in my life. I got a little certificate that came with it. I couldn't tell you what a good diamond looks like and what a bad diamond looks like. Give me a gold bar, I can tell you what's going on. How big a problem is that?
That is one of the big challenges in actually creating a market for diamonds, the issues in valuation. So as any man knows, he should be going after the 4 C's, but it's actually far more complicated than that. And in fact, true diamond beauty comes from the fire and life that's actually within the diamond. That's very hard to quantify.
Just ask the wife.
Well, no, well, that's the danger in the situation. But things like fire and life, I don't understand that. From an investment point of view, I just don't understand what that means. Sol, your view?
I think the flip side of that is, just a few Google searches on the internet, you'll get a tremendous amount of information. And what we've had over the last 5 to 10 years is increased commoditization in certain elements of the international diamond market. We're speaking about polished diamonds, not rough here, and we're speaking about a very, very specific band of diamonds where the gemological characteristics are very much commoditized and homogeneous across the world. You have both physical primary and secondary markets. You have online trading nowadays, which the average investor hasn't been exposed to. But it's a very, very sophisticated trading environment going on in diamonds, and it's emerging very, very quickly.
So let me just ask you this. I mean, you talk about polished diamonds. I know, a girl's taste changes if they want princess cut, if they want diamond cuts. Is there one specific type of diamond that if you invest in, you can tell me, look, you're going to sell it off 4 or 5 years from now, and you will have increased, in value by 10%? Is it the diamond cut, and where does it need to be sourced from?
Yes, I mean, you have to get to the right sources, and obviously that's what Fusion Alternatives does in the global international diamond markets. But essentially, we look. The traditional investment-grade diamond is traditionally the round-shaped diamond. It's proven over history to be very, very steady. There's high liquidity in that shape of diamond. There's high price transparency, and those are the 2 real issues facing the emergence of diamonds as an alternative investment. That is pricing transparency and liquidity. And the round diamond, in terms of investment-grade diamonds, if you want to, both on the buy side and the sell side, that's something that we look at very carefully.
Tori, of course, there's also now, it's been like 4 or 5 years that colored diamonds are very popular. How much more difficult is it to value those because they're just that much rarer?
So the big thing that drives demand going forward in diamonds is actually more the size, but colour is also a particular issue. So if you look after the last 10 years or so, 1 carat diamonds have remained roughly flat in size, in price, versus 3 carats have been growing at 10%.
And it's around the $9,000 mark. I know there's an index. I was looking into it. Guys should be listening to get
I am
presents.
paying great attention, I can assure you.
The interesting thing is that the 3 carats have grown at 10% and the over 5 carats at 17%. So it's really the large diamonds that are seeing a lot of demand historically, and we expect to see going forward as well.
But so is that not dangerous, I guess, because then it almost becomes so rare that it is not a very liquid market, it's almost like an art market?
So from a consumer demand perspective, that's where it's really interesting, the large diamonds. So it does become significantly harder to trade those types of things.
All right, there you have it. It's the large diamonds.
Yeah, I knew
I've
that.
been telling you all along.
Do you know what?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tory
I mean,
Frame,
obviously
head of
coming from a...
Bain. So I'm sorry, we have to leave it there, but we'll get you back on because we all love talking
Sure.
about diamonds, especially the ladies in this duo.
Exactly.
Tory Frame of Bain & Co.'s UK Consumer Product Practice and Sol Singer, Chief Executive of Fusion Alternatives. Thank you both for joining us on City Central.